I bought this ONEFINITY CNC in the summer of 22, and after just over a year of use, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of using this type of equipment, as well as showing you how the ONEFINITY specifically has held up and where it's fallen short after just over 1 year of use. Hi, my name is Damien with Southpaw Designs, and this is an unsponsored and unbiased review of my CNC experience in general, as well as my ONEFINITY specifically after just over 1 year of use. So let's start by talking about the positives of using a CNC in general. For you folks that are just now starting out and trying to figure out how to afford an entire workshop, here's a key perk that I've just fully started to realize. In a pinch, a CNC machine can actually replace other types of tools, such as a jointer, planer, drill press, router table, and others. Need to plane boards that are wider than 13 inches, and all you have is the 13-inch DeWalt 735? Look no further. All you need is a CNC machine and a surfacing bit. Also, do you know a CNC can give you a perfect straight edge, making a jointer unnecessary for small projects. In the past, I've used a table saw, sled, or track saw for jointing my small projects, but I've come to realize that my CNC does a great job with it. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll never need equipment such as a planer, jointer, or a drill press, but if you're just now building your shop and you don't have the money for every tool that you need, consider that a CNC can handle many of those tasks in the short term. Next, CNC allows you to create custom work, engravings, inlays, and I've actually collaborated with several other woodworkers in my area who need CNC work done for their own customers' projects. So while they specialize and may be more experienced in more traditional types of woodworking, my CNC experience has become very invaluable to them. CNC work actually can open up new markets that you might not have considered. I've recently found an entirely new market in my area for making plaques and personalized gifts for high school booster clubs for their senior honors. This is a great way to sell 5, 10, 20 copies of a project at once, and can be a great moneymaker when you're just starting out. It also allows you to be creative and artistic. I've designed so many unique projects that you can't find anywhere else. And the most common conversation that I'm having with friends and coworkers when I walk into work every morning is, "Hey, I saw that last project on Facebook. What are you working on now? I can't wait to see it." And for those of you that are money conscious, did you ever think about the fact that your CNC can make cleaning up your shop profitable? How so? Think about this. While I'm cleaning up at the end of a day, sweeping my floors, putting my tools away, my CNC is running and finishing up projects that I've started that day while I'm actually in the cleanup process. When I'm done, I just simply turn off my CNC, my shop is clean, and I'm ready to enjoy my evening. Now, let's talk about the drawbacks of a CNC in general. This particular model right here sold for about $2,400 a year and a half ago. ONEFINITY has since come out with new models and new styles that are even more expensive, so it's not cheap to get into. But in addition to the cost of just buying your CNC, there are so many other things that you have to consider. First, you're going to need a trim router or a spindle. A trim router, the Makita that I use right here, costs about $188 on Amazon. It's actually currently on sale as of the time of this filming for about 34% off, but that's in addition to the cost of the CNC itself. You can upgrade to a spindle, which is recommended for those who are planning on doing more elaborate projects, but that comes at an additional cost as well. Next, you're going to need a touch probe. The particular touch probe that I have costs $92.63, so it's not cheap. Then you're going to have a wide variety of bits, running anywhere from $15 to $50 or more. You're going to need a variety of end mill, ball nose, surfacing bits, bowl bits, possibly compression bits as well. And they're not cheap. And they do break and wear out over time, so you're going to have to replace those. Next, you're going to need to consider dust collection. This particular model has a dust collection kit that is sold by ONEFINITY at a cost of about $150. Then you're going to need hold down clamps, tape, a spoil board, and you're going to have to build an enclosure. And all of those things cost money. And then finally, probably the biggest additional expense that you're going to have is you're going to have to buy some type of software to design your projects. I use Vectrix VCarve Pro, which I highly recommend, but it comes at a price of $699. Next, you will need to buy or build a table, and I recommend an enclosure. I currently don't have an enclosure for my CNC, but I'm planning on building one in hopes that that will cut down on the amount of dust that's spilled into the air and cut down on the noise produced. Next, the footprint is relatively large. Drew Fisher has a great video on making a mobile assembly table that doubles as a CNC table that actually folds up and rolls away. I'll put a link to that down in the description because it's a great video. But overall, you're going to need probably at least 16 square feet. This particular model with the table built is about 4 by 4. And next, you're going to get less hands-on than you do with traditional woodworking tools and processes. CNC woodworking is still woodworking, no matter what some of the traditional woodworkers say, because you must still mill, cut, sand, and finish your work. And in many situations, using your CNC is just one tool to add one feature to a traditional woodworking project. Now, if you happen to disagree with that, let me know why down in the comments. All right, next. So let's talk about the ONEFINITY in particular. I actually did a product review of this just over a year ago at about the 3-month mark. And so if you'd like to take a look at that, I'll put it up in the card I believe it's right here, as well as in the description down below. I might hit on a couple of points from that original review, but in general, I'm going to talk about how it's held up over a year. First, just to hit on a few of those major points. It does have a lead screw design, doesn't have any belt drives, which from everything that I understand, and I'm not an expert on the engineering of it, it means more stable construction and is generally for the purposes of what we're using a CNC for, especially a hobbyist model, tends to be a better option than using belts. Next, regarding the ONEFINITY in general, it's well constructed. The general structure is rock solid. So in terms of construction and quality, I give it a total thumbs up. Hey, and while we're talking about thumbs up, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Yes, nailed that one. That was a perfect call to action. You didn't even see it coming, so you got to give me that like down below. Next, after 15 months, this ONEFINITY CNC is still going strong, but there are some minor issues which we'll talk about in just a minute. Most of the issues that I've run into have to do with general wear and tear and replaceable items that you would kind of expect to happen, or some minor maintenance issues that I have to deal with. So let's go ahead and talk about that. If you've watched the 3-month review, I stated a year ago that the monitor that I bought from ONEFINITY was kind of cheap. In recent months, the monitor started flickering out with the least little touch on the cables, or if the table shifted or vibrated at all. So I assumed that the cable was going bad. After checking the cable and finding out that it was actually fine, my fear was that the HDMI port on the back of the control box would be going out, because at any wiggle or touch on that HDMI port, the video would cut out. Thankfully, being a child of the 80s, I tried the old Nintendo solution and just unplugged it and blew into that HDMI port, and it just turned out that there was a little buildup of sawdust in there, and since then, it's been great. It's not cut out once. Next, I have run into a couple of issues with loose bolts, but realistically, this just comes down to routine maintenance.
Screws fall out all the time. The world's an imperfect place.
The one on the back of my Z-axis actually came loose enough that it snagged the router mount as it was dropping and prevented the router from fully going to a proper depth, which caused me a problem that I had to fix. Again, this simply comes down to routine maintenance, so make sure to check out your screws and tighten anything that may be loose. Even if it's not loose, it never hurts to hit it with an Allen wrench. Next, the dust boot that's sold by ONEFINITY is held in place by magnets, which is actually kind of handy. But a couple of times, every so often, it's come loose and it's hit the router bit, causing some very unpleasant noises.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
As you can see right here, it's about time to replace it because pieces have broken off, and I've tried to replace that shroud with just a simple piece of cardboard. The dust boot itself that's sold by ONEFINITY only costs about 18 bucks, so it's not a big deal to replace that. Now, here is the big problem that I've had specifically with my ONEFINITY. Occasionally, and without reason, the X or Y axis has been known to randomly shift. It will complete one pass just fine, but when it moves to pass number 2, it's shifted over by a couple of inches. As soon as it goes deeper, all of a sudden, it ruins your project. Now, anytime that it's happened, it's not been the result of me hitting my CNC, an electrical disturbance, or anything like that. It's, in my opinion, just happened randomly and without reason. Now, I can say that over the course of 15 months, I've really only noticed it happening 3 or 4 times. Most recently in this project right here. But overall, that's really the only problem that I can think of with this CNC machine that can't be chalked up to normal wear and tear or routine maintenance. So, what are my takeaways from this past 15 months? First of all, I wouldn't trade the value of a CNC in my shop for anything. Now, CNC isn't for everyone. It requires an understanding of basic computer-aided design. It requires a good understanding of software and how to use a computer in general. So if you're an old school woodworker or you don't have good computer skills, it's going to be a tougher learning curve for you. And if you enjoy the aspects of traditional woodworking, some of that is removed because the CNC will do some of the work for you. But because of my CNC, me as a humble high school computer science and multimedia teacher, I've been able to go from just being that to somebody who's known by my colleagues and friends and even the community around as a competent woodworker and creator, which I love. Now, how about the ONEFINITY brand specifically, as opposed to Shapeco, X-Carve, or some other brand? Over the course of the last 15 months, this machine has held up like a champ. Aside from a couple of glitches and minor technical issues that arise from time to time with any type of computer-related machinery, as well as general wear and tear, this CNC has been very reliable.